What up, bitches? It's Farrokh, your boy, coming at you with a different type of reading this time. I want to try something new, and I'm trying to make this video as short as possible because I'm not quite sure where I'm going to upload it, on YouTube or on IGTV, so I want to trim it as short as possible. I'm going to put in the videos, the little clips of me picking out the cards in the middle of it, so I don't have to put a big video of shuffling and laying out the cards. I'll try and make it as short and concise as possible. So just to explain to you what we're going to do today. 93 years ago today, Norma Jeane Baker was born, otherwise known as Marilyn Monroe. Just to give you some stats about her, which would explain the duality. She is a Sun in Gemini, an Aquarius moon, and a Leo rising. So the Sun in Gemini really explains why she went by so many aliases. She was born as Norma Jean Mortensen, and then she changed her name to Norma Jeane Baker, and then as she rose to fame, she changed her name again to Marilyn Monroe, the girl we know now. So I spent all day yesterday meditating and channeling her energy as much as I can, and in the morning I did some meditation and I drew the things that I thought that she would feel drawn to, and I put them onto this mat. Now this mat, I feel like this fabric, this sheet of fabric is very Marilyn Monroe in the 50s, maybe 60s actually. 50s was glam, 60s was when she was calming down into her casual look, into her, like, you know, polka dot blue sundress with Arthur Miller, that photo shoot, you know what I mean? This reminds me of that. And then I put this brooch, which I think is very over the top and very, very Marilyn. I don't think she would have worn this, but I think this is a knick-knack that she would have had. Some dollies, Nat King Cole, because I think she really loves, you know, jazz, beautiful, wonderful jazz of my father, Nat King Cole. He's not my real father, but he's my spirit daddy. I have some amethyst. I have this pin I got from a carnival that was from the 40s, a 40s themed carnival. Now I have a summer scent for her. This is Vera Wang Bejeweled Rouge. I'm not going to spray it because I have Kiki, my cockatiel. He has severe anxiety, severe anxiety from perfumes. No, allergies, severe allergies from perfumes. It's not good for him or any animal to have scents around. So no sage, no incense, no candles. This bitch is really, if I want a sage or use candles, I have to go out of the house. So I usually go to the forest for that. So this is her summer scent. If you want to look for it, that's what I was drawn to the most. It's Bejeweled by Vera Wang and Rouge. It's a good summer scent. It's very floral. Now for the winter, I have Live in Love by Oscar. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Oscar Laurenti or something like that. I'm not really good with designer names and stuff. I'm a simple type of girl, honey. This one's a very, like, contemporary smell. Minimalistic. Very winter. Now I have a strawberry, which I think is something she would like to eat. And a rose. And then an egg for fertility, because I know that she always wanted to have children, and there's rumors around that she did have a child and was a miscarriage, or and then signature red perfume, signature red lipstick, and this nail color that I think she would have liked, and this robin feather. Well, I think it's a blue jay feather. This was in the book right on the page where I was going to write some notes, so I thought that she would like that. She was in love with nature. And the final thing I have is my lucky pencil that I found. This is my lucky pencil. And this lucky charm I found yesterday. I'll make another video for that because I'm trying to keep this short. And these two books. Marilyn really liked to read. She had a whole valise full of books to read. As she says in her songs, she's valise full. She loves books. Now, I know she has duality. She has a lively spirit, but she also has this tragic spirit, this spirit that's engulfed in darkness, the shadow side. So I thought she might like tragedies by William Shakespeare and Scott Fitzgerald, The Great Gatsby. I'm sure she would have read these. So I put these on the mat to kind of attract her spirit. Followed by this doll with a crown of diamonds, because I know diamonds are a girl's best friend. And this 50s, well, it's an antique. I got it from an antique estate sale. That little vase right there. Okay, now we're gonna get started. The first thing we're gonna do is cast a light of protection, a light of a white light around this reading, because we don't want any bad goo-goos, some bad JoJo's, you know what I mean? Okay. Oh, source energy. Oh, higher power. Oh, angels. Oh, ancestors. Oh, spirit guides. Oh, universe. Please cast a circle of protection and a circle of white light. I am imagining a light, white light of love, white light of sincerity, protection. Please cast it over this room, this house. Kiki! Oh my gosh. Please cast this circle of protection and protect us from any bad spirits that might want to sabotage. I mean, thank you. Okay. Kiki, stop it, baby. Baby, you're all caught in the rope now. Okay, get it off of you. Get it off of you. Come. Kiki, why'd you do this to yourself? I'm recording. Oh my gosh. Okay, one sec. I gotta pause and fix my baby. Okay, I'm back. Kiki is an idiot. I have this pendulum for dowsing, and his leg got caught in it. I had to help him, had to save him. That's life of a pet owner, y'all. So, as I was saying before, I'm out of breath because that was a scare. He had it all stuck on his leg, and then I tried to get it off of him and he flew away. Honey, please. Whew. Thank God. I got that. Sorry, Kiki. Next time, be careful. Anyways, I forgot where I was. Oh yeah, I was casting the light. Did I say, oh my gosh. So we casted a light of protection. I wonder if I should redo that, since Kiki interrupted. Okay, I'm gonna go off camera and I'm gonna repeat that, because I don't want to add that in. It's just gonna cause a lot of time. I'll be right back. Alright, it's me again, Farrokh. I pulled the signifier card. Now I'm going to pull some cards behind the camera, because I wanted to make sure this is as short as possible. I blessed the cards. I did a chant, and I talked to Marilyn. I asked her to come forth, that I am with her with love and peace and good intentions. So now I shuffled the cards. Kiki, be careful! Oh my gosh, every time I'm trying to make this video, Kiki does something fucking crazy. Now he's climbing the wall. Okay, I'm not coming to help you. I have to finish this. Now this is a full card. The first card I'm going to pull. The first card I'm going to pull is for her childhood. So this is how her childhood, messages she'd like to convey to us regarding her childhood. This is her inner self, what she would like to convey to us regarding her inner self. This is how she felt in Hollywood. This is the messages she'd like to convey to us on how she felt in Hollywood. This is how she felt the night she passed away, the day she passed away. So, I'm going to set these aside and we can get started on the full reading, okay? Alright, bitches. So, I unveiled the cards, and I also, shut up, Kiki. Relax. Oh my gosh, Kiki is ruining this video today. He's being such a drama queen. So I pulled the signifier, and it was the Fool. I also pulled the 4 cards that you saw me in the video, for the layout. I also, pulled the clarifying crossing energy cards for each. So I'm just going to go through the layout before I get started, and then I'll explain to you what messages Miss Norma Jeane is trying to convey to us on the day of her birthday, her 93rd birthday. So this is the signifier, as I said before, and then right here, this is her childhood, the messages she'd like to convey to us regarding her childhood. The one next to it is messages she'd like to convey to us on her inner self, the self that we didn't get to see. This is Hollywood, how she felt towards Hollywood, and then this is her messages she'd like to convey about the day of her passing. Okay, so I'm going to get started with the Fool card. I pulled the signifier card and it came out as the Fool. Now, the Fool is heavy air, and it's the planet of Uranus, which is the rebel, and I feel like Marilyn is very much the rebel. She is a Gemini, so a lot of air energy. There's a lot of cups, water energy, and then we leave the final message is an air energy too, so, and lots of nines as well. Just as an afterthought, I'll explain all that later. Now, the Fool card as a signifier, to me, I feel like she had a lot of energy. She wants to let us know that she was very carefree. She felt very carefree, and she hated being restricted in any way, shape, or form. She craved freedom. She wanted escape, which would explain all of the cups energy, because water signs and the energy of water really likes escape. She wanted to travel. She had a really strong intuition. I feel like she was always getting messages. Maybe that was what was clouding her mind and causing a lot of strain, because she had to balance out the astral world, the ethereal world, the other plane, and she had to balance that with reality and the tangible world. So she was very creative, and she saw her potential. She was very open-minded. I feel like with the Fool comes a deep sense of adventure, basically. I feel like she was taking risks, and she took a leap of faith. She had this choice to be thrusted in the public eye, and she just took a leap of faith and made that choice without really thinking of it. She made the risk, and she didn't think of the consequences of what would happen when she did end up being, in the public eye. All of the ramifications that and consequences that surround being, a movie starlet. So, that was her signifier card, the Fool card. I also have, I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to read the childhood cards. Now, she had, for the childhood, the King of Cups, and the crossing energy was the Queen of Cups. This is how I see this, and this is what I feel the message is that she wants to convey, Miss Marilyn, regarding her childhood. Her childhood was very rough. I see that the King of Cups in reverse polarity, for me, it symbolizes her absent father, basically. The absent father in her childhood, which caused a great void in her life that needed to be filled. So, in result of having the absent father in her childhood, it caused her to be emotionally imbalanced. It caused her to be lost in overthinking her inner feelings and past trauma, and it caused her to feel very depressed. Now, having an absent father makes you question any type of father figure or any type of patriarchal figure in your life, basically. So I feel like she questioned a lot in regards to the male gender. She questioned a lot in regards to the male gender, and she needed a lot of tender care to fill the void of not having a father figure in her life, a healthy father figure in her life. I feel like absent father, absent mother is what the King of Cups is showing me in reverse. But I feel like with the absent mother, she felt like she was able to find maternal figures easier than it was for her to find father figures that were healthy and not toxic and weren't using her for things that she felt objectified her. You know what I mean? She felt like the patriarchy basically objectified her, and it was so hard for her to find a father figure in a patriarchal society that objectified women. You know what I mean? Like, they weren't seeing her as a daughter or as a child or as someone that is innocent. They were seeing her as an object, and that's what caused her a lot of depression, because she wasn't able to fill the void with a healthy father figure. Because at the end of the day, all the people she was attracting were not healthy for her. They only wanted to treat her as an object and didn't want to see her as a person. That's what the messages I'm coming across. And because of this absent father in her childhood, I feel like she had to strive to be the Queen of Cups to attract the King of Cups. Now, the Queen of Cups is like, she had to channel the maternal, divine maternal, basically. She had to find compassion, and she had to be caring and emotionally stable and intuitive to what men want. That's important. I feel she's basically sending me waves of emotion as I'm saying this. As I'm channeling her, she had to make sure that she was intuitive to what men want, because at the end of the day, she felt like her career, everything, it hung in a balance. It hung basically by a thread. It was hanging by a thread, and it was all controlled by what men want. If she was actively portraying and doing what men want, it would further her career. It would fill the void. It would help her find the King of Cups, and it would fill the void and further her career and all that nasty stuff. So I'm getting crazy waves of emotion as I was saying that. I feel like it was something that caused her a lot of pain, that she was objectified, that she wasn't looked at as a human, that her thoughts, her ideas, her opinions didn't matter, because at the end of the day, it was all her outer shell that was of value to patriarchal society. And I feel like the reason why she had that strong distrust of men is because she had that absent father, and she had to look for a means of filling that void. So it was like a conundrum to her, basically. Like she can't have she can't fill the void and feel love and validated by a father figure without being objectified and feeling like shit. That's what I'm seeing. You know, the childhood energy. She had a broken heart in her absent father and her absent mother. But she found that her absent father is what broke her the most and caused a big void in her childhood. And what happens in your childhood shapes your adulthood. So she really needed to feel like the Queen of Cups, the perfect woman, rigid in societal perfectionism and patriarchal expectations of beauty, which was also rigid at the time, in order to attract a King of Cups to fill the void of childhood absent father, the grief of having that absent father. Those are the messages that she wants to convey in regards to her childhood. I'm going to set these aside, and we're going to look at the messages she'd like to convey in terms of her inner self that no one saw. So, for her inner self, she got the Nine of Wands in reverse polarity with the Page of Cups as the crossing energy. Now, Kiki, why did you do that? I just vacuumed. He spilled his seeds all over the floor. Oh my gosh. He's gonna get it later. No, I'm kidding. I love him so much. I give him so many kisses. He's spoiled. The Nine of Wands is like, when it's in the upright polarity, it's showing someone who's very courageous and resilient and ambitious and taking risks, you know. I feel like at one point she was like that in her inner self. She was full of that vigor, full of courage and resilience and being ambitious and ready to take the risk. But after a while, after her life kind of progressed, it turned, this courage and resilience turned into defensive, being hesitant, being defensive, being on edge, being paranoid, because she didn't know who she could trust. She didn't know who was there for her, who was thinking of her well-being versus who was objectifying her and who was chasing her money. You know what I mean? So when it's paired with the Page of Cups, she was very intuitive. She was very creative. She was receiving a lot of intuitive messages. I feel like it was clouding her mind. Was it clouding your mind, Mary? That she was getting like so many messages, and it caused her to feel overwhelmed with her earthly emotions, as well as these intuitive messages that were causing a lot of blockages in her mind. That's what I'm seeing. Now, she had an innate curious nature that caused her to think of all the possibilities and to think of all of the ways that she could excel at life. She was always striving for emotional maturity. That's what I'm seeing with the Page of Cups. Now, the inner child was always trying to please and receive praise and attention, so in adulthood, her feelings were the same. She had to mask a lot of that need for praise and validation with emotional maturity, but she was a child at heart. And she still felt pain as a child would feel pain, meeting it with confusion and self-compassion and needing someone when overwhelmed, but she didn't know who she can trust and how to find a healthy guardian to help her through her bouts of depression and paranoia. She was thrusted into the limelight without healing her past childhood trauma, so it was hard for her to mend and heal while being in the public eye. That's what I'm seeing with these, that's the messages that I am receiving from Norma Jeane in regards to her inner self. Now I'm going to put these aside and we'll look at how she felt about Hollywood, being in Hollywood. Okay? So, I think these cards best signify what her thoughts on how she conducted herself in Hollywood and all that stuff. She had the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse polarity and the Nine of Cups, that wish card. Now, the Nine of Pentacles is like she's over-investment, basically. She's over-investing. She's working too hard. She's met with a lot of financial setbacks. All of the luxury and the self-sufficiency were no more, basically. And the Nine of Cups is like, it's the wish card. It's contentment, it's satisfaction and gratitude. I feel like she wished upon a star and her wish came true when she was casted into the film that helped her excel in Hollywood and turned her into a breakout star. So her big break in Hollywood was truly a dream come true and was met with celebration and gratitude, but she never knew just how to adapt to societal change and what that meant for her. She wasn't quite sure how to transition with the changing times, which caused her anxiety, grief, depression, and self-insecurity. Truly, she wished that she could have been in a better place in life and in her headspace so she could have some volunteer work and do some charity. She's telling me right now that had she not have had an untimely death throughout her life, maybe later on in life when she had figured things out, she would have done a lot of charity work. She would have given back to, she was a very sensitive soul, and I feel like she is very sensitive to the human condition. She would have done a lot of charity work. Now, her luxury and being self-sufficient, it all changed during the 60s, close to her death. There was a big change in time, basically. Old glamour, old Hollywood was being replaced by a revolution of ideas, revolutionary ways of thinking, revolutionary ways of life, which was the 60s. And they were turbulent because they were going through war at the time. I'm getting the messages that she really liked soothing the troops. All her trips that she did visiting the troops, she really liked that. And that's why she feels like she could have done a lot of charity work later on in her life, because she felt fulfilled when she was soothing the troops during the war. I feel like the 60s and the change from old Hollywood glamour to hippie times, basically, she wasn't able to transition, and that caused her a lot of grief because of that. It caused a lot of depression, a lot of self-anxiety, a lot self-insecurity, anxiety, and grief. That's what I'm seeing. Now, on the day of her passing, and then, it was a dream come true, basically, with that one. This whole Hollywood issue was a dream come true for her. It just is very sad that it had to be this way. Now, for the crossing energy, she got the Sun and the two of Swords. Now, what does that mean? The Two of Swords on the day of her death, the day of her passing. It's a difficult decision. It's like she was weighing up options that day, trying to escape, avoiding a decisions that needed to be made. She was avoiding them. Basically, the Two of Swords, it shows that she had a choice that she had to make, but it was very difficult to make that choice. She didn't have enough information for sure to make that choice. The Sun is like feeling warmth and success and vitality and healing her inner child and optimism. So when she was faced with that challenging decision of the Two of Swords, I'm not sure what it is. It's unclear to me, but she was faced with a decision that needed to be made. I feel like she was missing something, maybe in her life, or missing info that she wasn't quite sure how to make a choice without all the information. I see a lot of indecision and reaching an impasse. She avoided a lot. She had a lot of avoidance, basically, and that avoidance led to a greater conflict and caused a lot of stagnation. But when she passed away of an overdose, I feel like she used medication a lot to escape. When she passed away, she was met with a heavy dose of the Sun energy, basically. She was met with warmth. She felt absolutely no regrets. She wasn't regretful of the life that she had. She felt that the life that she had was successful. She healed her inner child in the afterlife. She felt very optimistic. As I am saying this, she's sending me a message that she frequently shapeshifts in the afterlife to a child form so she can frolic because she likes to be carefree. Now, the sun I see is very like Leo energy, so she ended her life basically receiving what she wanted, which was, you know, in her rising sign. Her Leo rising was satisfied. She was met with a lot of warmth, and I feel like she's very satisfied in the afterlife. I don't see a lot of regrets. Now I'm gonna pause this video and we're gonna ask her a couple questions with the dowsing rod, with the pendulum. Hi guys, welcome back to the video. We are going to start the pendulum portion of the video. So before starting, I'm going to bless the reading and invite Norma Jeane's spirit to communicate with us via the pendulum. So I'm going to take some deep breaths. Oh source energy, oh higher power, oh angels, oh spirit guides, oh ancestors, oh Dr. Patterson, oh universe, oh lovely spirits of the wasteland and the void, please bless this reading I'm about to have today and guide my hand into channeling the spirit of Norma Jeane Baker on her birthday, her 93rd birthday. Please help me channel her spirit at this time via the pendulum. Oh Norma Jeane, happy birthday. I wish I could buy you Chanel number 5, but girl, I can't afford it, hunty. But I'm wishing you a very happy birthday in the afterlife. I would appreciate if you would come and communicate with me. Communicate through the pendulum. Use the pendulum as a tool for communication. You are welcome to touch the pendulum in any way, shape, or form. Now, show us a yes, Norma. What does a yes look like with the pendulum? Okay, so that's a yes. A circle is a yes. Yeah, that's a yes. Okay, stop. Stop, Norma, thank you. Stop, Norma, thank you. Alright, Norma, show me a no. What does a no look like? Okay, so side to side is a no. Round and round is yes, side to side is no. Okay, stop, Norma, thank you. Alright, Norma, I would like to know, are you happy? Are you happy in the afterlife? Are you enjoying yourself in the afterlife? You at peace? Yes, Norma is at peace. She is at peace. Okay, stop, Norma, thank you. Norma, I would like to know, and I'm sure you get this a lot, and please, I apologize in advance if this annoys you, but I'd like to know, were you killed? Were you murdered? No, she's giving me a no. That's side to side, that's a no. So she was not murdered, as the conspiracy theorists say. Alright, I'll stop, Norma. I would like to know, Norma, did you have a happy childhood? Oh, my baby. She's saying no, she didn't have a happy childhood. Right, Norma, stop. Okay. I would like to know, Norma, did you enjoy your time in Hollywood? No, she didn't enjoy her time in Hollywood. Okay, stop. Norma, stop, please, thank you. Okay, Norma, I would like to know, did you like to read? Did you like books, Norma? Show me a big yes. Show me a big yes, Norma. Yeah, she liked to read. Okay, Norma. What else questions? Were you pregnant? Have you ever felt pregnant before? Okay, stop. Stop, Norma, thank you. Alright. Okay, Norma Jeane, I would like to know, have you ever felt pregnant? Were you ever pregnant with a baby? Yes. She's giving me a yes. Okay, stop. Thank you. Stop, Marilyn, thank you. Okay, now Marilyn, I would like to know, are you reunited with your baby in the afterlife? Are you reunited with your baby in the afterlife? She's giving me a yes. Good. I'm really glad. Mary. Okay, please stop. Thank you. Stop. Thank you. Are you celebrating your birthday today in the afterlife? No, she's not celebrating. Okay. Are you happy to communicate with us today? Are you happy with this reading that we had? Yes, she's happy. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming and talking with us at this time, Marilyn. I hope you have a really happy birthday and you are happy with the reading we had and communicating. Thank you very much. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed channeling Marilyn's spirit on the day of her birthday. Please eat a chocolate cake, slice of chocolate cake for her to commemorate the birthday. I love you guys very much. Sorry if this was a long video, but boy was it dense. Alright, see you SpacePimmmps. I fumbled that one. See you SpacePimmmps. Yay, yay, suckers. Bye, love ya.